Hey guys, it's Alora, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review of The Invasion of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. So first off, I want to start with a very brief overview of what happened in The Queen of the Tearling, but I don't want to spoil anyone. So The Queen of the Tearling is a really fun political fantasy series. The first book focuses on Kelsey Raleigh. She's a 19-year-old girl who has just become queen, and the book basically focuses on her trying to piece back together this broken kingdom. So it's very heavy politically with court intrigue and things like that. There's also quite a bit of cross-country traveling, so if that's the kind of book you're into, I think you'll love this series. Alrighty, so The Invasion of the Tearling is the second book in that series. Overall, I gave it a 4.5-star rating. I really liked the narrative style. It does bounce between characters, and sometimes that bothers me, but the way that it was handled in this book made it an integral part of the story, and it was really well done. There was also very good character development. I really appreciated how the events of the book actually had noticeable effects on the characters, especially Kelsey. You have this 19-year-old girl who knows a lot intellectually about running a kingdom, but when she's actually put in the situations, these really hard, challenging, decision-making situations, she has to change. She has to alter and grow in order to be able to handle them. And so that was great. I do want to point out that they are really slow burn. Some people say that they get bored while reading these books, and I understand how that could happen. I personally don't have that problem. So that was my very short non-spoiler review of The Invasion of the Tearling. If you have not read it, stop watching now. If you have read it, let's discuss. So, like I was saying about the narrative style, I really loved the Lily chapters. They were such a nice juxtaposition from this regressed America type world. We had electricity, we had all sorts of modern functions. There were cars and technology and medicine, and it was really great to see how we got to be in the place where we are in The Queen of the Tearling, because it was really kind of confusing in the first book. I wasn't sure how it happened. Supposedly everybody came over on ships during the crossing because they found a new continent, but that doesn't really make sense because, as we all know, the world is pretty much mapped out. We know that there aren't any random extra continents out there that we're unaware of. So it didn't really make sense. It was one of those things that you just had to roll with in the first book, which isn't my favorite thing to do. I don't like to roll with things. I like to have explanations for things. So it was great that we got the explanation of the crossing. We understood what was happening in America before the crossing and why then some people would want to leave that situation. And then going back to the character development, it was really interesting to see how power changed Kelsey as a character, and she was not nearly as likable in this book. I especially disliked, this isn't to do with her character as much, but I especially disliked how she became skinny and pretty. I felt like it was representative of our own social pressures that women must be beautiful to have worth, and I disliked that in the book. However, I loved that she was still headstrong and determined. She was a very strong character. She was in the first book, and she continued to be in the second book. While being average, I really liked that she was average looking. And beauty does not equal intelligence, and beauty certainly doesn't equal worth. And in the first book, I really appreciated that that was brought out, that she could be intelligent and she could be a wonderful ruler without being beautiful. But then in this book, that changed. And I do understand how it connects to Lily, and I understand that she has her sapphires, so she's powerful, but it still bugged me. One aspect of the book that I did really like is that they gave enough information, enough little clues. When I say they, I mean Erica Johansson, that she gave enough information about the Fetch and about Roland Finn and about the Red Queen to make us intrigued about, how they all play together without spoiling the third book. I feel like there are still some things that we'll have to figure out in the third book in this series that were not revealed in the second installment, so that was good. I was really shocked about the time travel with the crossing. Where did William Tear get these sapphires, and how are they powerful? Like I was saying before when I was talking about how I don't like when things aren't explained, it made sense then that they crossed not distance but time. Okay, so I buy that, but I want to know how it works. I want to know why William Tear, why does this British guy decide to take a bunch of people from America and send them on a journey through time? I don't really understand yet, so again, another thing to be learned in the third installment. So my question is, what do you guys think about the bargain at the end with the Red Queen? How does Kelsey expect the Tearling to deal with the Red Queen, who is very powerful, in 3 years' time? I mean, she did buy them time, that's great, but it sort of felt like a very optimistic ending to me, but I didn't feel that optimistic myself. I felt like, wait a minute, this isn't actually that good of a deal. 3 years is pretty short, you know? She could have bargained for like, leave my kingdom alone for the next 100 years, and then she wouldn't have had to deal with it. That would have been, you know, better, a little bit smarter. I mean, what is this 3 years business? That's pathetic. Anyway, those were my overall thoughts on the book, The Invasion of the Tearling. What did you think about it? Let's discuss in the comments below some of your favorite parts, some of the things you disliked about the book, what you think is going to happen in the third book. No spoilers, please. I still haven't read it. Yeah, this was a good one. Like I said, solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. Overall, really great political fantasy novel. I would definitely recommend this series to anyone and everyone who likes political fantasy novels. Okay, I'm going to go now, but I will talk to you guys very soon. So until then, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye, guys.